Hi, this is Martin Dowling, and this is the second of two videos that I've made introducing a piece of software called the MesosticsMachine that I wrote uh, to implement algorithms specified in a musical score by John Cage. In my previous video, I gave some background to John Cage and his piece Roratorio and the score that he wrote to allow for the creation of a musical realization of a literary work. And the project that came from that score done in Belfast in 2012. So have a look at that video before you go any further with this one. Uh, or don't if you want to just dive right in, because we're going to have a little closer look at the MesosticsMachine and how it's designed and how it works. As I showed in the last video, this kind of UML style diagram gives the big picture of the MesosticsMachine and how it interacts with documents that it reads and writes to and from, stored somewhere safe by way of its graphical user interface, and the objects that operate in the system called the MesosticsMachine. Now, those familiar with object-oriented programming and object-oriented design in the Java language will be familiar with the structure of the items hierarchy here boxed in green. In a more formal UML diagram, this is an interface hierarchy. Item is an interface. It has three methods. And the objects which implement this interface will have some version of these methods that are part of their behaviors. So an item really is the target item created by the machine as it moves through a target text. It will find and preserve a next item. It will write that preserved item to a target file on disk, and then it will advance itself in preparation for finding the next item again. And this interface is implemented by an abstract class that has various useful constructors and some overridden methods that are used as is by the three objects that do all the work in the machine: the concrete objects at the bottom of the hierarchy, and the most concrete and most important core object in the entire system is on the lower left. It's called word. And this is the object that finds the next word on the next line of a given mesostic. The mesostic object will create one mesostic at a go by implementing within it the word object. And the chapter object will create all the mesostics that are found and preserved from the beginning of a given chapter to the end of the chapter. So Word will create one line of a mesostic at a time. Mesostic will create one mesostic at a time, and chapter will create all the mesostics that are in a chapter. And you can go on to do that for a series of chapters and create, as we did in Oanvara, 137 or so mesostics. Of course, the usual use case will be one where a shorter rather than a longer set of mesostics is required, because you want a piece of you want an artistic experience which is not too long. Therefore, you want to use the syllable filtering algorithm that I spoke about in my previous video. And this, in my implementation, gave me the opportunity to deploy this classic gang of four design pattern called the decorator pattern, right? OOP aficionados out there will be familiar with the use of a core set of objects and their methods, which are then decorated with further methods. So what we're doing here with word filtered down on the left is it's extending an abstract filter. So it's using it has word within it, and then by incorporating these various syllable filtering objects, it's doing something a bit more complicated. It's taking a target word and running it through the syllable filter to see whether it should be selected based on the syllable of the target letter and whether that's been used or not, as I explained in the previous video. We've also got in this hierarchy objects that find all of the sounds, all of the words that are sounds in a chapter, and all of the words that are places in the chapter. And we have these standalone independent objects which can be called on to find the sentence of a sound word and the sentence of the place word, so that the user can say, okay, what kind of sound is this? What kind of sound recording do I have to make in order to have a sound image of that textual sound? And just to verify that it is actually a sound as well. Finally, we have the finishers. Once we have created in the documents and repositories Mesostics output files with a chapter full of Mesostics or just one Mesostic in them, we can add adjacent words to each line of each Mesostic with that object. We can center the text on the capitalized row letter as Cage wants us to do. And then we can create additional useful objects for the sound engineer which collate by their index within the chapter the sound words and the place words into the Mesostics file so that the sounds and the places are located in relation to their appropriate location in relation to the Mesostics words that are used. Okay, and that's just a simple diagram of that Mesostics finished class with those three adjacent words added, centered lines, and collated. So that's my little run through of the UML. Why don't we get out of PowerPoint now and have a look at, well, here is really the core object of the system, the object which in its secondary constructor takes from addresses which are addresses of these files, takes input and output files into itself so that it needs a row, it needs a Mesostic row, it needs a target chapter, it needs to know where it is in the row, and it needs to know where it is in the chapter. It needs to have a place to write its target words that it has found, its items that it has found, and it also makes use of a line writer object that I've written for that purpose. So we set up the variables for the Mesostics row. We set up and reformat the variables for the words in the chapter. And we have a few variables here for reformatting the words once we found them, because the target letter in the word has to be capitalized and the rest lowercase. And then we iterate through the entire chapter, finding words that meet this criteria, and then go about reformatting them appropriately in this manner. And once we're done, we send this method will send the targeted word out to the world accompanied by its index in the chapter so that we know where it is. And then we override these methods to write and advance the word and advance the Mesostic letter, setting ourselves up to find the next one, whatever that one may be. Now, if we're going to use the decorated syllable filter object, then we have an object which takes in these syllable processing objects, which I won't explain in this video, but here they are in the constructor. And we see that here, the next item method of the core word object is called, but then it is decorated by the filter. So we get a word and then we do a further test of the word to see whether the syllable of the Mesostic letter in that word has been used yet. If it has, we skip on ahead and don't use the word. If it hasn't, we write that syllable to its appropriate repository and save the word, and then overriding this method to write it, and overriding this method to advance it, and overriding this method to advance to the next Mesostic letter. Here's the sounds file, and the trick here is to have available to you this file of Oxford English Dictionary words which contain the word sound in their definition, or the word noise in their definition. And for each word in the chapter, we see whether that word is in this repository of sound words, and if it is, we keep it. Again, along with its index, the word in the chapter, and the word in this reference repository. And this is a process that, again, in the hierarchy, is written and advanced accordingly. So let's have a look at the GUI. Why don't we fire up the GUI to finish off this demo? And the first thing we need to do is we'd like to do is set up our project. So we want to find the, try that again. Set up our project by finding the appropriate project folder. And I'll just go over here. Here is our project folder with a few folders within it, but crucially it has the target text. There's the chapters. There's 2 of the many chapters of the book that are waiting for us there in that. Now, the next thing is we want to know what is our Mesostic row. That can be either the name of the book, as here, or the name of the author. And then once we've set the project directory, we can select a single chapter or queue up a bunch of chapters. But let's just work with one chapter, the first chapter of the Star Factory, called Raglan Street. And we can verify that our setup info is correct and we know that we're doing what we want to do here. And we're ready to run. We can make a longer set of Mesostics or a shorter one using the filter syllable, the syllable filter. But let me just make a longer one. Now we can do this one word at a time. We can do this one Mesostic at a time, or we can do this one chapter at a time, generating all the Mesostics in Raglan Street, the first chapter, all in one go. But let's just show you the nice gentle pace at which we can move. And we have created here, if you look down in the corner, it's March 3rd, 2018 at 1832, and I've just this minute found and written the first word that satisfies the criteria for the first line of the first Mesostic for the first chapter of the book. And it has given us the index. This is a 0 indexed array, so it's the second word in the book. In fact, it's the second word of the title of the chapter, Raglan Street, as you can see here, Raglan Street. So we didn't have to go very far to find the first word of the chapter. Let's do another one. And we've gone off and found the next one, and it is 15 words into the chapter. And we can proceed in this way. Like I say, we can do a whole Mesostic in one go, but let's just do one Mesostic. The Star Factory has 14 letters in it. So let's do 14 of them, and we'll have one complete Mesostic here. How are we doing? We're up to F, A, C. As you see, T-H-E, S-T-A-R, the star, F-A-C-T, if you see the capitalized letters, O, R, and Y. There's our first Mesostic. Now, what should we do with this? Let's get out of run and go into finish, and we can add adjacent words to those Mesostics, because this is not enough. We want some kind of poetry, not just a list of words. And adding adjacent words will create this Mesostics finished file for us. And okay, we can start to create some poetry by, sculpting this thing and bringing it cramped dimensions of memory and narrative. That sounds good. Raglan Street, my father who is seated on the throne of the outhouse. I am the age where because, well, we can carry on like that. Let's save that. That's not quite ready yet, but, and again, you want to be able to let the user work with these. Get rid of that and change Mesostics finished, rename it so that it becomes a target rather than an output. That's our current one. And we can go back and let's center the lines. And there we have centered lines. We've got too many words, perhaps. Too many words there. But it looks better there now. You'll see that the lines are centered on the capital letter. The Star Factory is right down the middle of the page. So this is too many words. We don't have the kind of poetry we want just yet. We want to work on it a bit more before we center it. And that is my introduction to the MesosticsMachine. I hope you enjoy it. The viewer will realize that you can accomplish a lot with the MesosticsMachine by preparing the texts which are needed for the further development of the piece and for the performance. A lot of work has been saved by the development of this software system. That's not to say that there is not a significant amount of work that needs to yet be done to develop a piece, and that has to do with making all of the recordings that are necessary, mixing all of those recordings into a sound file, a very big job. And the next phase of this development will be to develop aspects of the machine which can assist a sound engineer in doing that. But for now, that's the MesosticsMachine. Look on my GitHub site and my YouTube site and my website to have a conversation about this if you're interested in using this machine or interested in making a musical realization of a literary work yourself. I'd be delighted to hear from you. And thanks for watching.